Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Amiibo here, and today we're doing another Nintendo Switch 2 game unboxing. Been waiting a while to do a video on this game and unbox it and test it out in handheld and docked and all that for you all, but unfortunately it took over a month to get here from Japan, and of course I'm talking about the physical game keycard release of Survival Kids from Konami here. A launch title for the Switch 2 that I feel like actually nobody talked about. So that's what we're getting into today. Of course, if you are new here and you enjoy Nintendo Switch 2 unboxings, handheld dock gameplay, early impressions, that kind of thing, I would appreciate you liking the video and subscribing. Let's get into it. Alrighty folks, here we are. Sorry for the lack of uploads recently. Just not a lot going on in the world of collecting. Not too many releases, but that is going to change very soon. There's a lot of stuff coming out in the second half of July, early August, into the rest of the year that I want to cover on this channel. So apologies for the lack of uploads. And then this, I've been waiting for this. I was supposed to come in like mid-June, and Play Asia they just took forever. Now, I think that might be because I had ordered a couple other games. I'll do a little haul here, a little pickups. I had ordered 4 games from them. I think it was specifically Suikoden that made my order take forever, because on the website it said like, oh, it'll ship. You know, it kept getting delayed. I was like, okay, it's going to ship on June 16th, and it's going to ship on June 21st. And at one point, it was finally July 2nd, and I was like, okay, we're going to ship it now, which is frustrating because I had paid for like the faster shipping on this entire order when I placed it back in like April or May, because I wanted to do these two videos at launch, and that did not happen. So these two I wasn't going to do a video on, but these are very cool to have. Just got those in. But if you want to see a video on Suikoden as well, let me know. This seems not like the most high profile thing. I'm not sure if there's much interest in that, but if you want to see that, let me know. But for this video, we're checking out Survival Kids, the least talked about Nintendo Switch 2 launch title. Man, I feel like nobody cares. You know, with the Switch 1 launch, we had Bomberman R, which was like this cool, weird thing that Konami did. It's like, oh, cool, they're making a video game, because that was right after the whole Kojima fallout. Konami kind of stopped making games for a bit. It was cool to see Bomberman R as like a Switch exclusive. This time we have Survival Kids, which is an exclusive Switch 2 game, at least for now. Maybe it'll come to other platforms later. And it is actually a revival of an old Konami IP from the Game Boy Color. In fact, they actually put the original game on Nintendo Switch Online, which is kind of cool. And now we have this reboot, I guess, here, where it seems like it's more leaning into that like co-op survival gameplay that a lot of multiplayer games have these days. So only a game key card release, only in Japan, had to import it. But as we saw with Its-A-Mii, that doesn't really matter, right? You can still use this on an English account. So we have the front of the box here. Of course, this says Survival Kids in Japanese. This, I think, might be our smallest game key card yet. It's a 3 gig download for Survival Kids on Switch 2. I mean, they really... It sucks because, like, okay, if the only option for publishers is 64 gigs, it's like, damn. You couldn't do, like, an 8 gig cart, Nintendo, or something for them to use, because 3 gigs, that's, like, almost insultingly small. But yeah, 3 gig download for this release here, and here we have the front of the box. Here is the spine, Japanese text on this one. There was no, like, Asian English release that I could see, so pure Japanese release here, although there is English on this, I'm pretty sure. We will verify that, but I'm pretty confident there is. And then we have the back of the box here, which, let me get out my handy-dandy translator, and we'll see what this says. Okay, ignore the fact that it's 5 a.m. and my phone is about to die. But it said something like, let's make all kinds of things. Let's make all kinds of things. Let's explore using the tools we made. Blue duck. Honda pulling. Yes, sometimes this isn't going to be the greatest translation. How to make it. It's easy to make. I'm looking for it. Searching, collect heat, mackerel. I feel like when I translated Its-A-Mii for that video, that one went pretty well. Find, collect, create, and survive. 4 children are caught in a storm and washed up in a mysterious island. Uncover the secrets and escape from the islands here. A lot of text back here. You can also fish, eat the food you made, and get more power. Items. What does that say? Items. Master the use of equipment and items. Lots of danger. Online is also okay. You can play online with friends, is what that says. Yeah, both offline and online. So a lot of text on the back of this. What does this say right here? Survival adventure. Yeah, I haven't like heard anybody talking about this game, which I don't know if that's necessarily like, oh, the game's bad. I just think it's a $50 game on the eShop, digital only release pretty much everywhere, and then even in Japan it's only a game key card. And then like it's just like the most random thing. So this is what I've been very genuinely curious about, just because I haven't seen a single soul talk about it, even though it is a Switch 2 exclusive, right? We're talking about the Switch 2 launch lineup, and it's like, oh, it's only Welcome Tour and Mario Kart World. No, you're forgetting exclusive title Survival Kids. That is enough waffling, though. Let's go ahead and crack this open and see if Konami did anything on the inside of this bad boy. I kind of doubt it, but we will see. Always fun opening a new game. I feel like, I mean, I guess the last one I did was Rido. That was fun, but also always cool to check out like an import release. I don't import Switch stuff too often. For Switch 2, I've been going a little harder on that because there's so many of them. There's a big hair there. But here we have the front of the box again without the plastic, the spine, as well as the back. Let's go ahead and crack it up. Let's crack it open and see. Wow, Konami, you're doing the Lord's work here. This is amazing. Yeah, so actually nothing on the inside of this one. Here we have the cartridge for Survival Kids. A little key there to denote that it is a game key card release. Here's the back of the cartridge. I don't know. I was doing these in the first couple I did. I don't know if it's really that necessary, but I guess for the revisions it might be useful. This one is, yeah, you can see it there. That's the back of the cartridge. Let's go ahead and pop this into the Switch and see what the icon looks like, and then do some handheld impressions, gameplay impressions, that kind of thing. Okay, let's. What do I have in here right now? I don't even know. Is it? Oh, Clubhouse Games. I was playing Clubhouse Games with Olivia. She loves Mancala. We were playing some Mancala together. Let's pop that in there. This is a game key card. Download the data. That is fine. 3 gigs should take only like a few minutes. Although I'm still having like Wi-Fi issues with this thing. I had to get a direct connection to my office to make that work. But here we have the Survival Kids icon on a Nintendo Switch 2. 3 gig download. Like I said, yeah, it won't take long for me here. I'm going to let this download, and we will give it a go and see if this is worth your money. Even though this is a month late, I hope you're okay with that. We'll see if there's any interest for Survival Kids here and see if it's actually worth importing or buying digitally, whatever. Okay, I am back. I just played about 45-50 minutes of this game, doing some handheld as well as docked gameplay here for you. First impressions, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be too negative here because I think this game is certainly catered more towards kids. I mean, it's in the title, Survival Kids. First impression is that it looks really nice. Like this has a nice art style, nice direction, and it looks really nice. Seemingly, I think it's running at 4K 60. Like the image really pops on a 4K display, and the frame rate's really nice as well. The actual gameplay itself, not what I expected. I mean, I guess I really hadn't seen the trailer because if you remembered when they announced this in the April 2nd Direct, that's actually when the stream froze, and I hadn't really gone back and like watched too much footage of it pre-release. So I thought it was going to be more just kind of like standard co-op survival base building, maybe more open world-esque, but that is not the case at all. This is actually a survival game that is level based and almost more oriented at like speed running. Like each stage has not a time limit, but it grades you based on how fast you complete all of the different objectives. That's not what I thought it was going to be. And I will say it becomes immediately apparent that this game is not really designed for single player. You can play it single player, but even in the opening level tutorial, they're like, hey, you can drag these items with friends and go faster. You can go faster doing the objectives if you have friends over on the islands doing different objectives all at the same time. This is a game that you want to have a full group of, I think it's 4 players to do. And I mean, that is a hefty buy-in when the game is 50. It does support game share, but I believe it's only local game share, so it had to be local if you wanted to do that. Hopefully they add online game share to this, because if it had online game share, I could wrangle up some people to play it with, but to play it online, you would have to buy that many copies of the game or however many players it is. So that's definitely a barrier of entry. Like I said, you can play it alone, but I feel like the experience would, like the quality would just immediately become like way higher. It's like, oh, okay, I'm having way more fun with this game because we can actually do all these objectives and get it done really quick. I imagine you can 100% it and like do all of the challenges alone, but it would be much tougher. But yeah, the basic core loop is you're stranded on these islands. You're going through each stage, basically just chopping down trees, gathering resources, and completing the objectives they tell you. I mean, they tell you exactly what to do. There's really not much freedom of choice here. It's like, okay, go chop down a tree and put it into the base camp and then cook some food so you have more stamina, so you can have enough stamina to pull this item out of the dirt or build this thing. And I mean, obviously I'm extremely early on, but it's really basic. There's not much depth here, which is just not what I was expecting. Not that I was expecting like crazy depth for Survival Kids, but I was expecting a little bit more to it. Like there's no inventory in this game, for example. You literally just, you chop the thing, you put it into your hands, you carry it to where you're going, and the map is so small, the levels are so, I guess, tightly designed that it doesn't really matter. Like, you can just carry the things, which is kind of interesting. You can also throw them. I do like that you can, like, toss the items, so another thing that would be more beneficial in co-op, like if you're on a cliff and your friend is down low or something, you can toss some resources to them. There is some light puzzle solving so far, where I got a fishing rod, and it was like, hey, you can use this to fish, and you can cook the fish, and that gives you more stamina, but also you can, like, pull items with it as well, which is pretty cool. So I imagine later in the game that'll, you know, certainly get more involved, and I think there will be a couple other mechanics that they add here. But I was reading online after doing that unboxing segment, after I played a little bit, apparently this game is only like 5 hours long, depending on if you want to go for all the challenges, right? Because each stage are times, you get stars based on how fast you do it, based on if you find the hidden collectibles, if you find the glyphs, all these different things. But if you just, like, want to beat the game, you can probably do it in like 5 hours, which to me, I just feel like $50 is too much for this. Usually, I'm not one to say, like, oh, this game doesn't feel worth the asking price. I feel like, generally speaking, a lot of games are worth it. At least, you know, certainly Nintendo games, but even like JRPGs and stuff, you know, you're getting a lot of hours out of that. Survival Kids at 50, plus you kind of, I mean, you're gonna enjoy it way more if you have friends who also buy it for $50. It just feels like a pretty tall asking price for what is actually on offer here, which is really just a very basic stage level based survival game. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just, it kind of just feels like, I don't know, it's just unambitious, I guess. It's fine. What I played wasn't bad, it just, I don't know, it didn't really inspire me to, like, oh, I really want to keep playing Survival Kids. Hopefully I can find some people that also have the game. Maybe I'll play through it. Like I said, apparently it's only 5 to, like, maybe 10 hours. So it's a short game. I would like to, you know, see it through and you know, maybe do a full review or something. But early impressions are that it's good, but not much more than that. It's just little basic stage-based survival crafting game. But once again, I mean, to the idea of it being Survival Kids, if this is something you're getting for your child or something, maybe a little sibling, whatever, it's a good, like, introductory survival game, I guess, in terms of, like, okay, this is how you chop trees and you know, basic things like this. But there are just so many better options on Switch that, like, I don't really know who exactly this is for, unless you just really, really want to play something that's actually exclusive to the Switch 2. But yeah, that is going to do it for today's video, unboxing and doing some early impressions of Survival Kids on the Nintendo Switch 2. Like I said, apologies that this video took so long to get out. I wanted to get it out in June, but then PlayAsia, like I mentioned earlier, just kind of, you know, fumbled the bag there. So hopefully this video does well. I don't really expect it to, considering there's low interest in this game, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you planning on picking up Survival Kids? Maybe you already did, if you bought it digitally, if you imported it from Japan. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you have played it, like, what's your review of it? Do you enjoy it? Do you have friends that also bought it? I feel like I said, that's kind of like, it's already hard to get people to download, like, free-to-play games, let alone when it's something that, you know, nothing against the game, but when it looks like this and it's $50, like, that's a lot. You're gonna have to be, like, really pitching your friends to pick up this game and play it with you if you're trying to do that. So, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and until next time, folks, peace.